I'm going to take a slide because I do want to promote William's book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I am thrilled that Vatican Pro Wrestling,
Woo!
what is it? Is it the Vatican Championship Wrestling? What's his last name? William
Hastings.
Yeah. Yep, the sequel's coming out, and he sent me a. Are you okay?
I'm pretty sure he's doing the humpy hump.
Okay. That looked like his back legs went out.
Everything okay?
Yeah, the dog's just old.
Oh.
He's happy though. He's over there wagging his tail.
Oh.
coming over here for happy time. Oh, he smiles. He comes running across the yard all smiling. He's old, but he's active.
Happy puppy.
Yep.
So yeah, Vatican Championship Wrestling was not what I was expecting.
No.
I was expecting it to be really silly and over the top, and it was over the top, and it was funny, but it is a legit exorcism story,
which is always good.
And it takes wrestling seriously. It's never winking at the camera. The situation is totally believable for the setting, that a demon has possessed a wrestler, and this guy that's a priest who is an exorcist for the Vatican had in his youth, or his father had been a pro wrestler, and in his youth he had done a little bit of wrestling, and so the Vatican sends him undercover to exorcise this demon. And the lore is solid. I mean, he gets into it. And he has this friendship with the Mexican pro wrestler, or luchador.
Yeah, like El Santo?
Yeah. And there's kind of a redemption arc for him.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's very, very good. So I'm thrilled to hear that he's putting out another one.
Yep, he put up the cover today and announced it today.
Yeah, that was on Twitter. I don't think it's on Amazon yet.
There it is. Another thing is that the audio book, he got an actual wrestler to read it, and it's good. It is a great reading. Exorcist Gabriel Blackwell has become the world heavyweight champion, but his reign will soon be challenged. Krishna Bhati, a disgraced former champion, has allied himself with a powerful demon from Gabriel's past. Together, they will assemble an unstoppable team of finest wrestlers on Earth, determined to destroy everything this exorcist holds dear. Can Gabriel rally his team?
Can you imagine Glow in this setting?
Yes.
That would be great. Well, supposedly his friend wrote a complimentary novel that is the Glow side of things. It's female wrestling.
Oh, really?
And I'm sorry, the writer did The Unforgivable Sin.
Which one?
What?
There's a few.
One of your unforgivable sins.
Oh, which one?
Beating up the grabby guy to show how tough she is. Within the first few pages.
No. Oh, I can't respect that character now.
Exactly. That is
I hate that.
Absolute never do this scene.
Yeah, I hate that so much.
It was good in the 70s, not so much now.
No.
It was relevant in the 70s.
Yeah.
In the 70s, it made sense, but
there were plenty of creepy guys grabbing asses.
Yep.
Nowadays, in a post-Me Too world, it's just pathetic. Well.
So, yeah, it just did not come across. So, I can't read this.
Oh, I added 1 or 2 skills to each of your character sheets, by the way. So don't be surprised if you see something you didn't see before.
Ooh, what did you give me?
I don't remember what I gave you.
Candy.
Candy.
Yep. Candy.
Janelle's joining us this Sunday.
Oh, she is? Yay! Yeah. Goody. Oh, I'm like, I know I'm into the game because I have dreams about it.
I was talking to Janelle on the phone earlier today because she called.
Yeah.
And she was picking up Chris, her son. and he starts being a snarky teenager.
Because he's a
He's a
snarky
teenager.
teenager.
And she says, "Oh, say hi to Ishi," and she hands the phone over to him. And I say, "Hey, Chris." He goes, "What?" "Donkey punch." And he just starts busting. "Ooh, wait a minute, you can't say that.
Nothing wrong with donkey punch. It's funny.
Well, it's one of those great lines because it actually isn't a curse word.
No, it's not. It's just funny.
So, what's going on? What? It sounds like a lot's going on back there.
Oh no, I just had to feed the dog.
Oh, okay.
Well, not feed them. I had to give them their treats because they went outside, were good, and came right back instead of running around out in the field.
Good puppy. Yes, give him a treat.
Yep, because they like to run out there and chase the foxes and chase the squirrels and
Oh God, you have foxes. Uh-oh. We lost him.
The foxes got him.
The foxes got him. Oh no.
We're going out to find some foxes. Yeah, no one under 40 is going to get that fucking joke.
No, they're not.
Or Bangkok, exactly.
Yeah, or Bangkok. Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, everyone wants to know my unforgivable sins now. Okay.
Well, we'll wait for RALT'S to get back so we can have another writer's perspective. Oh, here we
There
go.
he is. Hello.
hello, my internet is acting up today.
Oh no.
I think they're doing construction forms.
Oh,
Yep, I was going to take out the dogs the other night, and I got all the way to the door, and there was lightning and thunder, and me and the dog went back inside.
Like, that's a nope.
It's like, that's a nope.
Dogs, I don't have to go that bad.
okay. So they want to know what Cass' unforgivable sins are.
Oh my God, I've got a couple of them. So
Yeah, don't do all of them. We'd be here all night. But go ahead and rant it on a few. I think rants are good.
Okay. My brain is fried. Give me scenarios.
Love Pads the film.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Love interest whose sole purpose is exactly that, to pad out the story. They really serve no purpose other than, yeah, they serve no purpose. Maybe to give your character a reason for doing what they're doing, but
if it's just padding.
Yeah, if it's just padding, it's like, why even have the love interest? Like okay, I read a book that was very, very good by a author that many people find very, very good. And I'm bringing up this book because it has two of my unforgivable sins. One is Love Pads the film, which is like, you have the love interest, but it really doesn't happen until like 2 seconds before the climax of the second act is supposed to happen. And so he like quickly had to like shove the love story into about 50 pages to give reason for the character to get to the third act. And that really pissed me off. And then the other unforgivable sin that this particular book did was unnecessary time travel. And what I mean by that is I'm very picky when it comes to time travel. You don't have to agree with me because I know a lot of people like time travel. I like time travel when it's done well. But when it's not done well, there is no subtle gradient of good to bad. No, it's either really good or it sucks. And
to say what it is,
Yeah.
the ultimate crime, and
Yeah.
I want to get RALT'S take on this too.
The ultimate crime that happened in this book was they all go into this battle. Shit hits the fan. Goes totally foobar. Everybody dies except for the main character, and he then reverses time back to before they go into the thing, so he can tell everybody, "Hey, if we do this, we're all gonna die." It's like, no. You don't get to do that.
Well, you said he did that in like the last 30 pages.
Yeah, it was
And
just
it like came out of nowhere.
yeah, like you don't get to do that. You don't get to kill off everybody for the sole purpose of your character being able to back out of it and say, I don't want my lover to die. No, you don't. That was awful. I actually rage quit the book. And if it wasn't in audio, I would have thrown it across the room. So, but I didn't want to break my phone. So anyway.
So he reverses time and then just showed up and said, if we do this, we're all going to die. And that's it.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do it that way then. It's like, and
Without any other reasons. There was no reasoning. There was not like, the enemy's on our right flank.
No, it's we're gonna go into this room and we're going to open this box, and we open the box and it's a fucking hellmouth and demons come out and slaughter everybody. And so he like reverses time back to before they enter the room, and he's like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Huh.
Yeah.
If you're
It's like-
gonna fuck with time.
Yeah, be clever about it.
Yeah.
Shit. You got again. I'm very, very picky with time travel. Because you kind of have to be, otherwise it's just cheap. And this red is cheap to me. You can't have cheap time travel. You can have a story where you can have a story where your character is able to reverse time and like prevent something that's bad from happening, but be smart about it.
I have time. I have limited time. Well, I have time travel in mine. And in my series, time travel, the Malevolent Universe does not like time travel. And so messing with time, which is one of the bases of any universe, messing with that fundamental underpinning always results in the worst possible outcome for the people doing it.
See, I like that.
And it was mathematic, and every race can mathematically prove it. I mean, it's so intricate in temporal mechanics that you mess with it, you get the worst possible outcome. I mean, a lot of people would be like, oh, well, how did the detainee end up with the worst possible outcome? She met people she valued and liked. For her, that was the worst possible outcome.
Wow.
And she is the detainee.
I like the idea that the universe punishes you or comes to get you if you time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So kind of like a Final Destination thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from a Final Destination to the timelines will converge in such a way that whoever's been messing with time just gets royally fucked.
I like that. Whoops.
Yeah, my speaker went out.
Your speaker went out?
Yeah.
Oh.
So another one, I guess It's All a Dream counts with the Nothing Matters.
Oh, I hate It's All a Dream. I hate that so
Except
much.
when it was Archer.
Well, that's different.
I've seen It's All a Dream done well, and it's usually somebody having a nightmare. And, but they don't take too long. They just come right out and say it's a nightmare. It might be like a half a chapter or a chapter. And then the character's like, oh, shit, that was a terrible nightmare. And it usually had something to do with the plot or what was going on or added characterization.
Oh, no. Cats is the whole story's a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
No. If it's an element to the plot where through the dream they work something out or something that's significant happens in the dream and it helps them along the way. No, that's fine. Yeah. No, when the entire plot, it turns out that it's a dream or a fantasy or hallucination or basically the entire story that you have just gone through isn't real. Oh, I get so mad. Because it's like, well, then why the fuck did I just go through this journey with this person? And I'm not talking like a never-ending story type situation where technically you could say, that was all a dream. But Bastian learned, in the book, not the movie. Yes, in the movie, but in the book, Bastian actually grew as a person, and he worked personal things out And when he came out of it and he went back to the real world, he was changed. So, yes, it was all a dream, but he grew as a person. So, therefore, that journey had meaning. I just hate it when the journey doesn't have meaning.
Well, that Fantasia's real.
Yeah, and Fantasia is real. Well, Fantastica in the book.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's when it's meaningless. It's just when it pisses me off. Like, then why did I waste my time here?
Like that whole season of Dallas.
Yes.
I think that's going to be the most infamous one. That or
I
what
think
was it,
so.
that the medical show.
ER?
It's all the dream of an autistic boy in a coma.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, what was that?
Trapper John or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, it was one of the something place. No. God damn, I'm trying to remember. It was a big time soap opera that lasted for decades.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the internet is for.
Ishii's actually researching it.
He's got a better chance of finding it.
What's the name of the TV show?
The final episode of Roseanne, on the other hand, I really liked because it did further the plot. It was, the last season had all been a fantasy because she was dealing with the fact that her life had just gone to shit. So, it had been this, rosy vision of the world, and then you see the reality, and the reality of, the life that you had been following had just gotten even worse and worse.
St. Elsewhere.
St. Elsewhere.
Oh, yes.
St. Elsewhere and the Bob Newhart Show.
Oh, the Bob Newhart Show.
Wasn't that spoofing St. Elsewhere? No, it's spoofing Dallas, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No, Newhart was spoofing. He was spoofing his. You learn this entire series is a dream of Newhart's character, Dr. Bob Hartley, from his previous sitcom, The Bob Newhart Show.
Oh, okay. So another one is surprise. It was Hitler all along. Is another one of your.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Want to go into detail?
Yes. That kind of sums it up. And it's like, surprise! It's the it's the evil mustache twirling dictator.
It's the ghost of Hitler.
It's the ghost of Hitler. Oh my god! Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I rewatched Wizards not too long ago, and I remember watching it in the '80s, and it was really cool. And I rewatched it recently, and it's like, what the? I'm rewatching it now, and I'm like, how drunk was I when I watched this? And then it ends with, and Hitler was defeated once again. It's like, yeah, but you just had a recording of Hitler.
I actually never seen Wizards.
You should watch it at least once, but
Ralph Bakshi can't seem to remove his personal hangups from anything he does.
No.
It's got its moments, but rewatching it, I was like, this is not as good as I remembered. I was actually embarrassed because I had bugged my wife to watch it with me, and I was kind of embarrassed.
I hate it when that happens. I've done that before with Ishi, where it's like, oh yeah, this isn't as good.
It's not as good as I remembered it.
There was a book that I read. It's entitled Soulstorm. I have no idea who wrote it. You know what? I've gotten enough distance from it. I kind of want to revisit it and see how bad it is. Yes, I am. This book is, oh my god, it's bad. It's bad. You start off thinking that it's going to be a Hell House style paranoia and investigation. The house cures one of the characters of their gayness to give you an idea of what's in this book.
My brain shorted out. Can you repeat that?
The ghosts in this house cure this guy of his gayness.
Yes, ghosts, not long known as
And it all culminates in the fact that this house is a giant soul battery. Okay, I can buy that part. That's collecting like all of the dead from all of the world. And it's a giant conspiracy orchestrated by Hitler, by the ghost of Hitler.
I kind of mentioned Hitler in my series. It's
Yeah, but you're not saying that Hitler's behind it all.
No, you're
No,
not.
no. It's the Third Armor social media page has a poll. What's hidden in the restricted area, and one of it is the cryogenically frozen brain of Cyber Hortler. And it's spelled Hortler.
Hortler.
See, that's
Yeah,
great.
I like that.
Well, see, that's clever.
What were you looking for?
I mean, you took something and you're actually kind of spoofing the crap we're getting now. Hitler.
Yeah.
What's funny is 40 years ago, 30 and 40 years ago, anybody who brought up Hitler automatically lost the argument.
Yes.
Anybody who brought up Nazis automatically lost the argument.
Yes.
Because Nazism was only around for 8 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, they really didn't have that much influence on politics.
No, they didn't.
But ever since, I don't know, about 2012, they are making more fear and causing more restrictive laws than the original Nazis managed to do back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow, you guys are literally more afraid of Hitler than my grandmother was. And my grandmother was hit by shrapnel in Pearl Harbor.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
She was when they strafed the main streets. She caught a little bit.
Oh fuck!
But well, my granddad was Army, but they're actually more afraid of Hitler and more afraid of Nazis than people who fought in the fucking war.
Well, I think it's more they need people to be afraid of Nazis because they've got nothing else to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're like, well, what would you do if a real Nazi showed up? I don't know, kick his cane, challenge him to a duel of canes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm younger. I ought to be able to, I'm younger and did a little bit of fencing. I should be able to beat him with cane to cane. I mean, fuck, if nothing else, I'll just push him over and watch him just disappear in a puff of dust. It's a real Nazi.
No, it's Soros was a Nazi.
Soros.
And what's funny is, everybody's like, oh, all Germans. And I think about, I lived off post when I was in Germany, and my landlord had fought with Rommel. He was a tanker with Rommel. He showed me pictures and everything. It's really cool. He wasn't a Nazi. He didn't consider himself a Nazi. He considered himself a German soldier. And nowadays they would want to label him a Nazi, and he was just a tanker during World War II.
He was enlisted. He was doing his job. He was fighting for his people.
Yeah, he was. Well, he talked about. He just told me how all of his money went to his mother to support his siblings.
Damn.
So he was a cool little guy. He was a nice
It wasn't
guy.
like he was rounding people up or anything.
No. He fought against Patton.
Well, the thing that got me was, stories of like when the Americans and the Germans were like celebrating Christmas together.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh. Well, what gets me is I just saw an article where they found somebody who was a gate guard for one of the camps.
Okay.
I heard about
98 years old, and they're prosecuting him.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy fuck, let it go.
I think they found him guilty, but the sentence is you have to stay in your house. It's like, well, he was housebound anyway, so does it really matter?
Yeah.
Well, I think what happened is around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Around 2000, the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Those assholes.
Yeah, the typical assholes do their regular polls, and they found out Gen X doesn't really react all that much to the Holocaust.
No.
They don't really have the reaction that the boomers did, and that we didn't really have the reaction when you yelled Hitler that the boomers did.
No.
And they've been on a tear ever since, saying, "Oh no."
Do you remember how much time they spent on World War II?
Oh yeah.
Every fucking year. It was like, it's like holy shit, you know. I got classmates whose fathers were killed in Vietnam, and we have no idea why. I think we were like 10 and we were in history class. It wasn't very long after the war was over, and this girl raised her hand because we were learning about learning about World War II, and she looked at the teacher and goes, "Why did my daddy have to die?" And the teacher
shit.
went, "What?" And she goes, "My daddy died in Vietnam. Why did he have to die? Was it Hitler?" And the teacher just stood there. I remember that vividly. I don't remember what she said, but I remember was it Hitler? And that sums up Gen X. It's like, why did our brothers and uncles and fathers come back, maimed or fucked up in the head? And I'm still studying Hitler. Who gives a fuck about Hitler? He's dead.
Yeah.
He's been dead.
No, this is something that happened recently. My family is still feeling this. Why did this happen?
Yeah.
The fact that I shouldn't have had to learn about Vietnam from fucking TV.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter was, again, groups like the SPLC and ADL want to be able to play the Holocaust card and the Hitler card, and it just didn't have the impact with us.
No.
And they just went nuts over it. And what is it? Good Morning is now anti-Semitic?
Yes. Good Morning is now anti-Semitic. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, well,
What's the
because
logic with that?
morning also refers to rebirth or dawn, and Hitler said that the Nazism was a new dawn for mankind.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, this shit. Reed Richards would be like, dude, you can't stretch that far.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, I read that. I was like,
God.
this has to be a parody. Nope.
Your joke about milk is like
Oh, yeah.
true.
Oh no, they think milk is anti-Semitic.
Milk is white milk is white
I thought
supremacy.
you made that up.
No, that is something they actually
Drinking
believe.
milk is an act of white supremacy because it's mostly white people who are lactose tolerant.
Oh, Christ.
Because
so here we go. What the ADL deems as anti-Jewish hate: pit bulls, random numbers, math symbols, and Moe's haircut.
Yes. Math symbols.
I'm in clown world. I'm in fucking clown world. Just honk the nose. I'm in fucking clown world.
Yeah, like I said, nowadays the circus is a clown shitting on you, and the bread is full of clown shit.
Yeah.
Okay, audience, this shit didn't work on Gen X. Is it working on you guys? Is it really getting a reaction out of millennials and Zoomers?
And I love that whole
really
dog
give
whistle.
a fuck?
It's a dog whistle. It's like, if all you're hearing is dog whistles, you might want to get your hearing checked, dude. Dog whistle. I love how they say, "Oh, it's a dog whistle." Oh, you mean it's above human hearing comprehension, so the only person that can hear it is you. We call that schizophrenia.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, as a kid, anytime anybody would say, this symbol or this whatever is something bad, or especially if it dealt with Nazis, you'd find it everywhere within 24 hours. Why? Because people would find it funny.
I can still remember some teacher wigging out because a bunch of kids drew swastikas on the back of their hands.
Oh God, yeah.
No, that was 5th grade.
I went to a Christian school in Los Angeles, and we showed up one day and found that some kids had broken onto the campus and had drawn upside down pentagrams and swastikas all over the place. And the teachers were losing their shit over it. I was like, oh my God, there must be Satanists or something. And all of the kids are laughing because we all knew that it was just kids from the school right next door who had broke in and were and put all that stuff all over the place because they thought it was funny. And so we thought it was funny too. And like, the news was even called to say that, there was Satanists had come and defiled our school. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's like, the ADL flipped out and said that advocating against communism and a bunch of other stuff, which is all stuff anybody should advocate against,
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
anti-Semitic. It was like, what?
Criticizing George Soros apparently is anti-Semitic.
Yes.
Criticizing the UN is anti-Semitic.
What I hate is, if I dislike somebody, I don't dislike them because of their skin color. I don't dislike them because of their religion. I don't dislike them because of where they grew up. I dislike them because they're assholes. And the fact that, if I don't like a Jewish guy, that's anti-Semitism. It's like, no, I don't dislike him because he's Jewish. I dislike him because he's an asshole.
Damn straight.
Mhm.
If the dude fucking pops my tires and I punch him in the mouth, I'm not being anti-Semitic. I'm punching an asshole in the mouth. But no, the ADL has gone so far over the top that it's just ridiculous. I mean, we can't forget that they went through, some writer went through and called Baldur's Gate anti-Semitic because, let's see, I think we went through that on the stream. It was gnomes are Jews.
Yeah.
Orcs are black people and Jews. Dwarves are Jews. Halflings are Jews. Tieflings are Jews. And it's like, elves are Jews. It's like, so
No.
everybody, what the fuck? The only people that aren't Jews are the kobolds. Oh, well, lizard people is oh, there it is.
Oh,
It's like, for
Jesus.
fuck's sake, take 10 minutes to look at yourself. And I'll tell you what, I'll tell you why Gen X doesn't care about the Holocaust. Because we're fucking sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. That was my feeling. It's like, I just don't care anymore. I
Yeah.
just
don't
don't
care.
fucking care.
It was
Right.
80 fucking years ago. It was 80 years ago. I get it. You lost grandparents and great grandparents. But yeah, it was 80 years ago, and I had nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, my ancestors fought to liberate them. So how much you get off my fucking ass?
That was kind of the one thing I kept thinking was like, I knew my grandfather was a Dachau. Well, you know what? My uncle died freeing him. So shut up. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my great uncle took a fucking bullet.
Yeah. So you're welcome because you guys didn't do your own fighting.
It's like, and then being against gun control is anti-Semitic. Well, maybe if you'd had guns, we wouldn't have had that problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I think we're hitting the breaking point where no one gives a shit anymore.
Can you hear me?
Like I've said, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I've said it multiple times, calling someone Hitler has less impact than calling them Voldemort.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Zoomers and millennials know who Voldemort is. I mean, holy shit. I mean, why do we still have to live with the legacy of that time? A cripple, a commie, and a limey bullied a fucking Austrian painter into suicide. Why do we still have to worry about this shit? Okay. You can't even buy video games, the historical video games, or reenactment video games with the actual flags anymore.
You can't.
There's been more than a couple games that have had to change the unit flags.
Yeah, the thing
Oh
is,
my god.
they want everyone to obsess over the Holocaust, but yet they want to make it disappear at the same time. It's like, make up your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Oh, what gets me is for the last 20 years I've been watching the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah.
I've been watching this where, we have to act fast and preserve their history because there's only 50,000 Holocaust survivors alive. A few years later, we have to hurry up and preserve their history and donate money to support them because there's only 100,000 survivors left. And then it was 2,000. And just recently they said it was 300,000. It's like, how is this working?
What did you find them like under a rock somewhere? I mean,
And it always blows me away. It's like, and that's like, I found out that Germany is still giving money to Israel for reparations for World War II. And it's like, I get it, but I mean, it's been 80 fucking years. I mean, that's what's causing all these problems. That's what's causing all this unrest in Africa is fucking these countries still have to give France like 30% of their GDP every year.
Really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of the recent coups was to throw all the French out and tell France, no, we're not giving you money anymore. Go fuck yourself.
I don't know anything about this part of history. What's the deal with that?
Well, these used to be French colonies.
Colonies. Yeah. And unlike the British just cut ties and walked off and said, go fuck yourself. It's yours now. France said, oh, yeah, you owe us money. And you're going to give us money.
You know what?
And
I
then we'll
knew
leave.
that, but I didn't know that that was still going on.
Still
First,
going
I
on.
had this weird idea that had stopped. I don't know why, but
Yeah, and then there's the whole Netherlands thing, because the Netherlands was one of the biggest imperialists out there for a country. I think isn't it landlocked? No, it's not.
Yeah.
But no, it's not landlocked. But still, I mean, they were a massive colonial force. And everybody plays, oh, America's. I love it when Europeans say, oh, Americans imperialist. You know what? How about you sit down and shut your ass up?
oh yeah.
Because you guys carved up the whole world.
Actually, they're just pissed because we were the only colony that said "smell you later, fuck off."
Yeah, they never. I love that. Oh, as a European, opinion discarded.
Yeah.
Yep.
As a Canadian, opinion discarded.
Yep.
As a vet, opinion discarded.
I love
God,
those.
I get a
Those are
rise.
hilarious.
I get a rise out of people when I do that. Vet, opinion discarded. And they always fall for it. They always fucking fall for it. They inevitably start talking that I'm a civilian.
Like,
They're inevitably, well, you didn't have the guts to serve, buddy.
Like,
This
fuck
ain't
you.
it. This ain't it. But I'll string that along. Yes, Kat, I'll string that along for hours.
Oh yeah, I've watched that. That was beautiful when you do that.
You just didn't have the guts to serve. And I'm like, see, when you're fishing, you don't yank the line out of their mouth. You keep it kind of going.
Yep.
That way it's more fun when you post a picture of yourself. Because they inevitably block you and then delete everything.
Yep.
That didn't. And the best thing is I wasted about 4 hours of their time. And they'll never get it back.
Nope.
Well, but you wasted your time. No, I was amused. I was having fun.
Exactly.
I can't believe Twitter's free.
Like, no, this is what I do with my time.
Yeah. Can't write right now. God, my keyboard is so worn that when I click a key, sometimes it double or triple clicks.
Oh no.
So I've got another one's on its way. But yeah, that's what happens when you do that much typing.
Oh, that's why you were on so much today. I was wondering.
I can't write because I'd have to backspace like every word.
Like, no, that would suck.
And I promised my wife I wouldn't write till after her birthday, which is in late September.
Oh, she's making you take a break?
Yeah, that's the whole reason I haven't been writing. And plus, everybody was betting that I wouldn't last 48 hours, and I've lasted over a month. And instead, I just designed shit for riffs. Hi, Kitty.
I'm glad I lost that bet.
Well, and designing stuff for riffs, I think that's a great break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus it's fun for us.
Yes, it's fun for you guys.
Yeah, I am glad Janelle's going to be able to make it this Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already getting nuts. We're finally kind of getting to the
where it's getting batshit.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the start, guys. This is like the first week of the apocalypse. The apocalypse is still going.
Okay, I have to admit that was hilarious. Where Janelle wanted to talk, and you're like, "And if you open your mouth, I swear to fucking God." And I was like,
"Oh, she's a Riffs fangirl, so she knows all that shit."
Yes. She's like, "I didn't say anything. Of course you didn't say anything. Shut up."
I will dock you XP. I swear to God. The older cat is mad because the kitten. He's all jealous. Oh, he's my trash cat.
There's that one there.
Yeah. Well, she reaches out and smacks him. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't like other cats.
Oh, but the fact that he hasn't attacked the kitten,
No.
means that he is at least tolerant.
He just hisses at her. But she's got a really bad habit of running up and jumping on the dogs. And she's trying to do that to the cat.
I'm reminded of the the classic video of the kitten up, acting, waving its paws like it's, gonna do some martial arts shit, and the big cat just finally gets fed up and bops it and knocks him down. I don't know if you've seen that one before.
No, I haven't seen that one. No, I haven't seen that one before. I've seen it. It just happened. It was all standing on its back legs, waving its hand, and my cat reached out and went blap.
Yep, that's
Like,
exactly
I'm
the
eating.
video.
What's he doing?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
I knew I forgot to do something.
Eat. Go ahead.
He ate.
Okay, then get out. No.
get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out, cat.
Yep.
He's standing at the door, which he can open. He can open the door. He's standing there looking at her like, "Are you opening the door for me?"
Well, he's a cat. Of course he's doing that.
Yeah.
Just lazy as a daddy.
Yep. Just as lazy as me.
Like, you're not actually expecting me to open it myself, are you?
But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming in that Risk game, and there's gonna be moral choices. I mean,
Sweet. I did think it was pretty hardcore when the doc had to kill that woman.
it just takes her out and pink mists her.
Yep.
Because yeah, she had if you add her hit points to her SDC, she had 38 SDC, and she shot her for 14 MDC, and that is 1,400 SDC. So she just went. You ever seen in the movies where the laser hits the guy and he explodes into nothing?
Yes.
That's pretty much what happened. And then she fired a few more times just to be sure.
Of course.
At what?
The stain.
Oh.
Remember, it's viral.
Oh.
We just got to be sure.
What the fuck?
What?
Okay, this is a weird one.
Okay.
Buy free Canadian pharmaceuticals. It isn't gonna happen. They're our best customers for the military industrial complex.
Huh?
Oh, that's his response. I was saying that we should just cut ties to Israel and say fuck it.
Oh.
It's just too much trouble. That's my opinion. Just what? Fuck the Middle East. We'll just buy your oil and that's it. But this is a great picture. I have no idea what this account is, but do you see the
I should go
Avatar?
in and I should go in and look, but I'm having a cigarette, so.
No, don't worry. It's just it's a doctor with a syringe and a mask, and then it's in front of, I guess, what, British Columbia, and the account's called "Buy Free Canadian Pharmaceuticals."
Oh, Canada's having themselves a fun time.
Oh yeah, the sliding into soft fascism.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that? You can't pay your
Oh.
bills? Can I interest you in suicide?
They're banning WD-40.
Yes.
My grandfather must be rolling in his grave. And seriously.
Well,
Jesus.
gotta
They're
ban
banning
something.
WD-40.
They're banning
Yes.
WD-40
Why?
They are,
because you can't have nice things.
because it's dangerous to the environment.
Yeah.
What?
WD-40.
Yeah.
So is
WD-40.
bleach. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of things.
Ugh, who knows? One thing I love about Twitter is you go on Twitter and you look, and you can see just how disconnected some people are from reality.
Yeah.
And it's like, either you're a bot or you literally live in a different dimension than I do. Because there's assault, there's AR-15 attacks on schools every day.
Where?
I've seen them actually claimed, and it's like, and then AR-15 is the #1 cause of death for children. If you include all the way up to 20, and it's not AR-15s, it's gun violence, and that's if you include police shootings and the biggest one, suicide.
Yes.
If you don't include suicide or police shootings, the number one cause of death for children is death by misadventure because children are stupid.
Yes. Exactly.
No. And it's like, why? You know, they're screaming about AR-15s, and it's like, you know, and I love this woman today. She links me this study, and the study opens up with the 1989 attack on a school by a guy who was known to police, law enforcement, and the FBI as having issues. You know, I love that. They're always known to him, never fails. And he showed up, and it opens up with claiming that the guy fired 100 rounds in less than a minute. And like, there's no way he did. Even if it was full auto and he had a drum mag, mainly because the drum mags back then used to jam up. And I went to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is shady too.
Oh, yeah.
And they said he fired 101 rounds in 3 minutes. And then I followed the link, and that said he fired 101 rounds in 6 minutes.
Was he using a minigun?
No. He was using an AR-15, but he had 30-round mags. And then he shot himself. And I was like, well, when your study starts off with the first paragraph with an obvious lie, I'm not reading the rest of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, we want you to turn in your weapons of war. I was like, well, the M1 Garand. What about the M1 Garand, the M1911A1, the Winchester 30-30 lever action, the 12-gauge pump action Remington shotgun, the bayonet, and the machete?
The blunderbuss.
And she put, yes, those need to be turned in too. Really? All weapons of war. It's like, there go your kitchen knives.
Yeah.
Welcome to Britain. Can't
That's
have
like
a butter knife.
that person that claimed that, well, knives weren't designed to kill somebody.
Excuse me?
I'd like to introduce you to the Bronze Age, where the arrow was invented because I really want to stab that dude, but he's way over there.
Yeah.
I saw somebody else claiming that hundreds of people were dying every day in the Midwest from heat waves. And I'm like, and that the hospitals are overloaded. You know, and if I drive by my hospital, there's like one car out front every day because it's somebody who works there. I've gone to my hospital a couple times, the emergency room. I'm like the only person. No, the last time I was there, there was two people. One was an older gentleman who was kind of senile, who was in the middle of probably his last cardiac event. They were just making him comfortable. His daughter was like, just, you know, keep him calm. I think this is it. And the other one was a very angry baby. And then it was really funny because, you know, the baby was very angry and screeching. And you hear, okay, let's try this. And then you hear, brap! And then the baby starts giggling. And the doctor says, there you go, hold on. That poor baby. Help, I have gas.
My whole tummy is full of gas.
I thought it was an adult. Yeah, that's how we are. We're just full of people dying of the heat wave.
I'm in fucking
air conditioners, yo.
the Phoenix area of Arizona. You know.
Oh, you guys all died.
Yeah, we're all dead.
We're all dead, obviously. Yeah, that's why I had my door open all day, because it was finally cool enough that I could do that instead of running the fucking AC.
It got cold enough last night. We had to turn on the heater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it dropped. It dropped to like 60.
Well, I want to give you some really broken logic here.
Okay.
The flooding of Burning Man was caused by global boiling.
Yeah.
How does that work?
What?
It was the hurricane that hit California, dumped water into the mountains, and it just took several days to get there. Flash floods in the desert happen all the time.
Yeah, they do. We get alerts for them. Okay.
Yeah, when I went to NTC, which is at Fort Irwin, the National Training Center, a group of idiots set up their tent in the Wadi, set up their encampment in the Wadi, and it rained and it washed all their shit like 2 or 3 miles. It's funnier than shit. They were told, don't set up there. No, it's the perfect position. No, it's not. And it's cloudy today. It's raining in the mountain. Oh, we'll be fine. Can we stay with you? We're cold and wet and lost all our stuff. Sure, dude, sit with me in the truck. God.
You know, the thing
People are
is
fucking dumb.
I talked to Joe today, and
Yeah.
her husband went to Burning Man.
Oh, he did.
He said it was all bullshit. He said the only people complaining were those who came as tourists and didn't know it rains every year.
Oh dear God. Okay, so veterans of Burning Man were fine.
They said, yeah, it rains and turns into a mud pit every year, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
And it was just all these dumbass tech guys from Silicon Valley
We didn't know any better.
and Hollywood people showed up. Apparently a lot of Hollywood people were there. And suddenly it rains and none of them are ready.
So what was the whole thing of like they were being locked in? Is that bullshit?
Yeah.
Really?
It was just no one could drive out.
Because of the mud.
Because of the mud.
They weren't locked in. Apparently they just couldn't drive out. And the actors were freaking out.
Oh my God! Did you see that advice from a Democratic senator?
No.
Put plastic bags over your feet, then your socks, then your shoes, and walk. That way your feet stay dry.
Oh, God.
I hope you like losing all the skin on the bottom of your feet and enjoy trench foot and possible gangrene.
Yeah.
You didn't want your feet.
No, you didn't want your feet. Why would you? You don't need feet. You're in Burning Man. You're high as
Yeah, you're a
fuck.
Burning Man. You don't need feet. Where we're going, we don't need feet.
No.
And he got dragged. God, people are just getting dumber, you know. It's fun. It's funny. Because, and I love how they're posting this. They're posting this graph of the rate of inflation, right? And how the rate of inflation has dropped from 9% inflation to 4% inflation. And they're claiming that graph means inflation is going down. No, the rate of inflation is going down.
Yeah.
Inflation itself is not going down.
It doesn't work that way out.
Well, apparently across the board, Biden is so unliked that the Democrats are now realizing voter apathy is getting to the point where they're not going to get the black vote anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's because a lot of black people are saying Trump is going to be the first black president. I mean, he's a hustler. The law hates him. Hollywood hates him. He's got a mugshot. He's a con man.
Arresting him just showed that he gets the same treatment the rest of us do.
Mm-hmm.
That he's not one of them. He doesn't get the Hunter Biden treatment.
No.
And the fact this is going on and the January 6th convictions are going on while Hunter Biden walks around a free man after there's video of him fucking 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we talk about the other thing?
What other thing?
Oh, the news that isn't really news that everybody knew that Obama was a fudge packer.
Oh, I don't even care.
I don't know. I find it amusing that apparently, him being gay, who gives a shit, right? It's not really new. I find it hilarious that the left is flipping out over it. It's like, oh my God, why do they talk about him this way? It's like, who cares?
Because he's not a messiah. He's a man.
Yeah.
But
it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, okay.
I think the more relevant one is that the guy, when he talked about it initially, was falsely put in prison.
Yeah.
So that he couldn't talk during the election.
Well, we all need you. Pretty soon we're all going to need to wear Chiquita stickers on our foreheads. Because we're heading for Banana Republic, baby.
Jesus.
I mean, hell, when the ADL is bragging that they do some of the final training for the FBI to get them to recognize hate speech.
Yeah.
It's like, interesting. Nobody elected you.
Well, it would explain why they've become so inept.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
I mean, they glow in the dark now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're just... And that safe company is still trying to fucking do damage control.
Yeah, I saw that. What exactly is the deal? I mean, I know what it is based on the letter, but what's the deal?
What happened was the FBI raided some guy. I don't really know why. I don't care if the FBI is raiding citizens again. Mm-hmm. And they want it. And they told the guy, give us the combination to your gun safe. And he said no. So they called the safe company and said, we have a warrant and we're faxing it to you. Give us the combination. And the safe company did.
Got it.
So now the safe company is now saying they've updated it so that they require a subpoena specifically for the contents of the safe and for the combination number. Meanwhile, people have gone and ordered one or two of those safes and ripped apart the electronics to figure out how to jailbreak them.
Nice.
That way that nobody's got your combination number.
Good.
Very nice.
Well,
Yeah, fuck that.
they're trying to make it so that when you have a Ring camera, you can't use it as evidence in court, but they can use your Ring camera and your home security against you.
I'm glad we don't have one.
That's
Oh,
kind of
people-
one of the reasons we don't.
Yeah.
People don't realize, it scares me sometimes how stupid people are. They've got Siri in their house. They've got their cell phone microphone turned on. They've got their GPS tracking turned on. And just how much data they're actually putting out there that doesn't even require a subpoena. Because Facebook sells your information everywhere. And to top it off, you want to know a real kicker? The Department of Motor Vehicles nationwide sells your information.
I did know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Well, when I worked for the identity theft place, yeah, that was one of the things that we had to tell people about.
Yeah, I think real quickly, if it plugs into the internet, guys, other people can use it. Like your home security system, if it plugs into the internet,
Yeah.
it's not yours.
And remember, when they're pushing those smart meters on you, they're doing it so they can cut or rate limit your power consumption.
Yep. That is 100% true.
Canada said that they will use armed force to make people comply to having those put in.
Ugh.
Yeah, they came in and they came into our county and they put them up
Yeah.
at ours. And a lot of us are pissed that means you can, cut our power and everything. But they actually had a good reason. I mean, a lot of us have our utility boxes like at the back of the property. And some of these properties are like a quarter mile from the road. And they're like, look, this way we don't have to come on your fucking land. But it's still knowing that somebody can cut my fucking power, which is the flip of the switch if they don't like what I put on Twitter.
Yeah. So, wait, are they putting these things on homes or are they putting them elsewhere? Okay, they're putting them on homes.
Mm-hmm. And Canada says they'll use armed force to make sure everybody complies.
Well, if they can go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're not coming onto my here in Arizona, you're not coming onto my goddamn property and putting anything on my house.
I had to because my house didn't have a utility. It didn't have a meter. It had been abandoned for that long.
Oh wow.
Well, that's why it took us. That's why it took 6 months of having guys over here working. Because I had a lot of work to do. That was weird. That was really weird. We were cleaning out the basement, and the guy helped me clean the basement. Moved the broom wrong, and he caves in what looked like rock, and it turned out to be plaster. Right? What do you think is in there?
Bodies?
Nope. Even weirder.
What?
Well, number one, there was what was left of the .38 pistol. Number two, there was detailed cartographic maps for a nearby military base.
Oh shit.
Number three, there was technical manuals for a anti-missile system. And we're talking, this shit is still classified. He had classified, hidden. And here's the real kicker, an East German passport.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had the fucking military CID in my front yard looking at him. Look at that stuff. And the guy was like, what happened to the man? What happened to this man? And, they checked around. I said, I don't know. My house has been empty for 20 years. The guy I bought it from, he bought it at an auction. And it turned out that the guy had a heart attack in his front yard in 1992. And had lived here for like 30 years. There was computer schematics. There was what was left of a pair of Series 5 NVGs. And the CID guy was like, we're going to take all this as evidence because we want to show it to everybody in the office. And the fucked up thing is the guy who the guy who lived here was investigated as part of some fucking plot against the United States in the mid 80s. So it turned out that, yeah, he was an actual honest to God spy.
Oh my God.
And it's such a little cracker box house. And that was just fucking cool as shit. Yeah, because I was like, I can't believe this. And I had pictures and shit. And they actually had because I asked the military to come in because I found military hardware in this space, and I'm like, this is really familiar. I've seen this before. So my wife's like, you know what? Call Post, call CID, and get them out here because the cops were all like, oh, this is nothing. Oh, I have technical manuals to the Bradley. I'm like, this is an anti-missile system, you moron. Your Bradley doesn't compare, you fucking tanker. You tanker fucking retard. The CID agent comes down, takes one look at this. And this isn't a level 1 technical manual like you find in everybody's fucking library. This is a level 3 with all the fucking schematics. The schematics, the wavelengths, the ranges, everything.
Whoa.
And it says right on there, it's basically not supposed to be taken off post. It's not supposed to be checked out. In the criminal investigations, he rolls up and he gets out and he goes, this better be worth my time. And I show him the technical manuals. He's like, what the fuck is this doing outside of the base? And he's looking at it and he's like, the schematics are still in here. I'm like, yeah. I said, plus I've got some hardware downstairs. We down in the basement. He's walking into the basement. He's like, you're not going to show me your murder room, are you? Because it's a dugout basement with rock wall. And I'm like, no, check this out. And he's looking at it. He's like, what the shit is this? He goes, this is really familiar. I'm like, I don't know. And he takes a picture of it and he sends it back. About 5 minutes later, they call him. And I can hear over the phone, confiscate all of it. He was taken out when it dawned on me what it was.
You can't
Hawk
say, can you?
missile fire control systems.
Oh shit.
The stuff he had would have enabled him to get a hold to hijack the signal on a Hawk missile system.
Holy crap.
Oh my God.
So this isn't some paranoid shit where I found like a couple of anarchist cookbooks or some shit. No. This guy had computer shit, computer diagrams. And I have a degree in electronic engineering. So that was like, this is not standard. Turns out he was in East German and he was sending all this shit back and he had a heart attack. But he was sending back material on the Hawk missile system. And all of this was in a hidden section of my basement.
Jesus.
my friend of mine was like, man, you can't do anything, can you? They let me take pictures of the manuals that were really badly damaged, but it was like technical manual on repair of Hawk missile fire control. And Hawk missiles can be controlled from a remote position past the launcher so that it has additional terminal guidance systems. He had a system, he had the stuff set up so he could intercept the signals and take control of the Hawk missiles.
Oh my God.
How's that for weird? Oh, you'll never guess what his job was. He was an insurance adjuster.
Oh no.
Is that or is that not right out of a spy novel?
See, they are evil.
Because the CID confiscated all that shit. And the local cops are like, oh, see what the big deal is. And I'm like, I actually looked at the guy and went, you were a Bradley crewman, right? He goes, yeah. I said, the only thing you're going to be able to answer me is what your buddy's dick tastes like. We don't have to be rude.
Oh.
He was like, you don't have to be rude. I was like, these are technical manuals for fire control systems. This shit is still classified. Well, it's 30 years old. It's 40 years old. It's the same shit in use right now, you moron.
Yeah.
The Hawk missile system's still in use.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked, is this shit all still classified? I was like, is this still classified? And the CID guy looked at me and goes, yes. Because it had the diagrams in case you had to rebuild part of the board. Back when they trusted troops to do that shit.
Yeah.
And it was Isn't that some
That's
shit to find in your
incredible.
basement? Isn't that some shit to find in your basement? Behind a
Yeah.
hidden wall.
Oh my god.
It's just life is fucking, you know, they always tell you, oh, your book has to make sense. Life's got some major plot holes. Like, what the fuck was what the fuck was with this guy? Oh, and to top it off, he had a material on nuclear reactors, including, get this, the layout and the blueprint of it's been decommissioned since, but of a nuclear reactor, including how the computer systems worked.
Oh my god.
You know, I've had some weird ass experiences in my life. I've seen some shit.
I should send you the pictures.
I
Ooh.
I had a very, very bad brush with death, but you know, nothing in my life even comes close to yours. I can't even compare.
Whoever is writing my life is really fucking drunk. Whoever's in charge of whatever angel is in charge of writing down my life is like, hey, watch me do this to him.
It's the ghost of Ian Fleming, I swear.
Yeah. But it was the weirdest thing, you know, and we were on a live stream at the time. The channel's been since taken down. And I come back and I'm talking about it. And when people in the audience were like, there's no way. And I asked, hey, can I take some pictures just to put online? Because, I'm streaming and everybody's calling bullshit. And they actually let me take pictures of the stuff and the fact that the MPs were there in my yard and let me pass them off to a friend of mine to put up on the channel. And people were like, okay, we thought you were bullshitting. What the fuck? Because it was the actual hardware. I mean, it's rusted and damaged because it's been down there 30 years, but it's still recognizable. And my friend was in the Navy. He was a fire controlman. And as soon as I showed him that, he's like, that's a fire control board. What's he doing with that? He's not supposed to have that.
Like, yeah, I know.
It was really weird. But, ultimately it was nothing. They came and confiscated and away we went. Didn't affect my life at all.
That is such a trip. I mean, that wow, that's special.
And I found out why lightning keeps hitting my yard.
Why?
There used to be a house there.
So,
and when they tore down the
foundation.
house, they filled in the basement. And they didn't remove the foundation. So there's a bunch of copper and lead piping out in the yard.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it's in a grid. So my son-in-law's been out there with a shovel. Isn't that nice of him?
Well, wouldn't that mean that it's not going to hit your house? It's going to hit that thing?
Yeah, but it hits the yard.
Ah.
That and when his yard was filled with water, it traveled.
That's why I got knocked on my ass.
Yeah, that was bad.
But now I know why.
Very bad. Yeah.
Now I know why it hits out there. Because there's copper and lead piping. Isn't the world weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just demolish a house and they bury the foundation, right? Sounds like no problem, right? And that's why I keep getting lightning strikes out in my yard. Because 60 years ago, somebody demolished a house. The law of unintended consequences.
Ramen says, "You think heaven has no trolls?"
Yeah. There's some angel going, I'm bored. What can I make this guy do? Hi, Kitty.
So should we call it an evening or?
Yeah, sure. Unless you got something else you want to talk about. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Did you see the chick that was a defund the police who posted on Twitter that she got carjacked and they beat her and broke her leg?
Yeah.
And she posted pictures of her face. Did you see that fucking blood work on her face? That is the shittiest makeup job I have ever seen. And I watch B movies.
I did not see this. I just saw the tranny talking about how being male or female is like, Schrodinger's cat.
What?
Yeah, how quantum can be being trans. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, the dick in the box joke doesn't work in this.
No, it's dried, but trust me, if you've ever seen a lot of blood or you've ever seen a facial wound or a head wound, this does not look right. It automatically makes you go, wait, what?
So
It should
wait,
be-
she was anti-police. She fakes a mugging.
We're pretty sure she was carjacked.
Wait, is this the one where like her face just normal looks really fucking weird just in
Yes.
general? Like
Yes.
it looks like someone took another face and photoshopped it onto her face.
Yes. And she had all the red on her face, and you're like, that's not how dried blood looks.
You know what? It hadn't even occurred to me that was supposed to be blood.
Audience, what's this person's name?
That was a
I cannot remember her name. But yeah, and people are like, so did they yell, "This is MAGA country" as they drove off? But and what gets me is even though she got carjacked, even though she supposedly got beaten and her leg broke, she still is defund the police. Remember when we said there was no help for these people?
yeah.
So
Yeah, she's pushing for justice, but yet she's defund the police. There she is.
So-
yeah,
yeah.
that is so freaking fake.
let's take a look at this picture, everyone.
Tell me that looks real. If you've
No,
ever seen blood, and look at where the head wound is. Isn't her hair in really good shape for someone that took a quote deep laceration to the head?
Well, not only that, the splatter pattern on her.
Yeah.
It looks like someone took a paint brush and just flicked it at her.
How did she get the splatter pattern over on her nose from that wound?
Yeah. And there's no actual wound there. It's just, what is it? Ink?
Yeah, it's like, now see, I've had plenty of head wounds, plenty of, scalp getting cut or forehead getting cut. They bleed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, they
because
do.
the veins are, there's not much tissue up there to cushion the veins or to squish them. And so when you cut a vein in your head or you cut your scalp, well, shit, even shaving cuts will
Mhm.
bleed.
Yeah.
And look at the color it is when it's dried.
Yeah, it's that's bright fluorescent almost.
And then look at where her shirt is bloody. The only place that is bloody. Right between her breasts.
Yeah.
But notice she doesn't have it on her chin to drip there, and she doesn't have any running down there. Not enough to make that. And plus it's dry between the collar and that big blood mark. So tell me that shit's real.
Oh, this is a much better view.
Of how fake it is.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think her game is then? What is it? Just she needs some press?
I think she actually did get mugged, and she did get hit, and I think she got hit in the head, but her hair cushioned it, and she had a deep laceration, and you couldn't see it because of her hair.
Oh, so
And
she
so her publicity team went to Spirit Halloween and got some fake blood.
well, it does look like Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, nobody leads
Although-
like this. How weird she looks.
Yeah, that was the other thing I kind of noticed.
Yeah,
It-
her face looks like somebody like photoshopped.
They live. I mean,
Yeah.
Plastic Man melting.
Yeah, and see, I don't buy that I don't buy that she took facial wounds because it would have peeled the mask off to reveal the lizard.
Yeah.
Or maybe the horse. I've heard there's like donkey people in space.
I mean, this woman has a weird face.
I know.
I mean, she does not look human.
But that is not a blood pattern.
No, it is not.
And I've had enough blood on my face to know.
Well,
That doesn't really say much about me.
No, I haven't had that experience much, other than just being in the world. But my stepmother was a makeup artist for Hollywood, and she had entire classes on how to make believable blood.
And that ain't it, champ.
And that ain't it. And there's an entire science behind it. It's basically like being a forensics expert, only you're making it up instead of looking at what happened to other people. And that does not look correct.
Ooh.
Oh my God, she could be a One Piece character. Wow, the audience is getting pretty brutal here.
Oh, geez.
Someone who uses Smile Text beauty products. What was Smile? Oh, was that Joker?
That was
Smile Tech.
Smiley. The Joker brand products.
Nightmare
Name with Smiley.
Nightmare Barbie.
Nightmare Barbie.
Mandela effect
Damn.
face.
You could use that chin as an anvil.
Yeah, the thing that gets me is you see the two pictures of her, the nose is different. She had a nose job somewhere in between.
She's also using filters like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, her nose is crooked in that shit. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been fun, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, she does have the Joker smile.
Yeah.
As always, our books are linked in the description. So if you want to get into Behold Humanity, link is in the description. Highly recommended.
Isn't I saw you teasing volume 11.
Yeah, it's just waiting on the cover. And it's supposed to be done probably next week.
Nice.
And likewise, Boobs of Steel, now
Yes.
available.
Yeah.
Link in the description. Oh, Monday, Janelle wants to talk about the historical chapter
Okay.
of Boobs of Steel. The let's see. Let's just go to the table of contents. It'll be easier that way. She wants to go over chapter 4.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Very cool. We can do that.
So anyway,
And as always, if you've read either Behold Humanity or Boobs of Steel, please make sure you leave a comment on Amazon.com. It's greatly helpful.
all right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.